All right, so face masking. So that exchanges face mask penalties, where the Nooksack Valley Pioneers had one against them, and now the Turks have one against them. But that moves Nooksack Valley, inches them ever so closely. They're now firmly inside the red zone with 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Hand off up the middle. Chewing up some more yardage there. Carried by number 15, Austin O'Brien. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Pioneers. All right. Bauman keeps the ball. And getting closer, but still Turks holding strong. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 for the Pioneers. Third and 4 for the Pioneers at the Turks 6-yard line, 5-yard line. Bauman, high snap, keeps it rolling to his right. That's a designed keeper play, and they bring him down. Wow, a nice tackle there by the Turks. Number 99, Phoenix McGuire, with an open field solo tackle against the big quarterback for the Pioneers. 4th and 7. That makes a big 4th and 7 play as opposed to 4th and about 2 or 3. And obviously they're gonna go for it here. They still can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They could get a first down at about the 1.5-yard line. Oh, and we got an encroachment.
Oh.
That's against the Turks. That gave that 5 yards right back. Brian, you're back with us. Wait.
Hey, there we go.
Now you're back with us. So are we up running here, Brian? Or
we are running on a temporary. We are running on a different stream than the one we
I see.
It
says
we were
temp.
on.
We're on the temp stream.
We're on the temp stream.
The
And
temp
that's
stream.
where we are.
All right, but here we do have video now for you, so we appreciate your patience and understanding as we had some technical difficulties here earlier in this game. For those of you just joining us, the Turks scored on their most recent drive, missed the point after attempt, and the Nooksack Valley has gotten the ball back and has driven down right to about the 2-yard line of the Turks. It's 4th and 1 from the 2. So again, they can technically get a first down without a touchdown. But again, big play right here. It's huge.
It's
huge.
They're all big plays. It's the playoffs.
Playoffs.
So I
was win a game.
I was out observing. I was trying to fix.
Bauman runs, turns. Second effort.
He's going to make the. He's
not
going to get the.
He's
going to
get a first down. Looks like
he will get the first down out of that.
Yep. It's. So yeah, now it's inside. Yeah, we're about at the 1. About the 1-yard line, so they get 4 downs here from the 1. So they're definitely in a pretty enviable position.
I tell you that Bauman.
Bauman, he's 6'6", 220-pound quarterback, senior. I mean, that guy is a load. He is a load to bring down.
Yeah, you could say that.
That's a big boy at 6'6". He's a Ben Roethlisberger size quarterback out there. And I think he is in. Yes. So the Pioneers tie it up, and the PAT upcoming. So, Brian, you were saying we had some technical difficulties. We apologize, but we are up and running on a temporary stream right now, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, there we go.
And our numbers are coming back up.
There we go. We appreciate those of you hanging with us. We really do.
It may or may not have been somebody playing a video game on the...
Brian, were you playing video games on your phone or something?
No.
All right.
Who knows why these things happen? But all of our players are here.
All right. Point after attempt. Brian, sorry to interrupt you there. Point after attempt by the Pioneers, upcoming. Snap, kick, up, and good. And Nooksack with that takes a 1-point lead, 7-6. 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here in the first period against the hometown Turks. So, Brian, you were saying are we up? Are we stable, or we're thinking?
We're stable.
We're stable. Okay.
We're stable.
Don't breathe. Don't touch it. Don't breathe on it. Right?
Tell your wives and children that
Diamond Dave's got us up and running here.
So
stressy Dave.
Dave's going to go sit in his car and relax take a deep breath for a moment.
Decompress for a minute. But again, so for those of you, gosh, we'll kind of go through some of the things again. Let's just a brief recap. Turks, each team kind of traded punts back and forth there a little bit, struggling to kind of find their way 4 and out. Turks then got it on their most recent possession, went all the way down, scored, missed the PAT, got them their 6 points, and then kicked off to the Pioneers, who did just the same. Turned around, drove it right down, scored, and was successful on their PAT, and that'll take us to where we are right now, 7-6. Again, 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining here in the first period.
And the first person to make a comment on the temp, on the backup stream, Derek, welcome to the broadcast from Nebraska.
Yes, Derek,
I hope
welcome.
Burke the Turk is asleep and in bed.
I should hope. But Nebraska's like 2 hours ahead. It's like 9:30 there already.
Yeah. He is definitely a 3-year-old toddler.
All right.
So, all right. Turks went up 6-0, missed the extra point. Somebody attempted to kick it.
Yes, it did. Trey Sargent was our fill-in and kind of will bring people up to speed. Kickoff, Perigo mishandles it, comes back, recovers. And because of that, he lost a lot of momentum there, so I was able to give Nooksack an opportunity to really converge on him. So, yeah, we told our audience, Brian, that for the Turks, obviously, the starting quarterback, Braden Hafley, is out. He suffered a concussion or a mild concussion at the Granite Falls game last Friday, and they've kept him out as a precaution tonight, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so we will not see that young man tonight, so that's why you're seeing Mr. Perigo, who was the starting quarterback last season, so he's got 2 years of experience, senior leadership. Yes,
and
so they're in good hands as far as a backup quarterback. They're definitely in good hands. Perigo scrambling to the right. Oh boy, that was a dangerous pass. Ouch. That was very close to being intercepted. That probably would have been a pick 6, Brian. So
Jonathan Craigle watching from Everson. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, Jonathan, welcome.
Lower class princess, I'm glad you can hear the band from your kitchen window. The world famous Sultan Turk marching band.
No, we do welcome all the viewers from Nooksack Valley and up in the north, the Great White North. They got some snow last night, so we hope you're enjoying this. And again, we do apologize for the technical difficulties, but I think we got everything straightened around now.
What a great first 10 minutes to this game.
But Brian, you weren't here most of the time. You were gone.
I was.
You're on.
Andy Sam is on the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast,
Andy Sam, former Turk. There we go, Andy.
And
nice
we are at 61 and counting.
We're going to hit 100 tonight, Brian. That's my goal. We're going to hit triple digits tonight.
Triple digits on the watches tonight.
Call your friends, call your neighbors, tell them to tune in here on.
Did you say hide your children?
I did not.
Oh,
yet.
Okay. Just checking in.
No, not yet. No.
Not
to
yet.
Katie and Matt, no, I haven't said, but now I did.
Great first 10 minutes. The Turks,
It's a good competitive game. This should be a very evenly matched. Like I said, the only common opponent is Granite Falls that these two teams have played. Perigo. Oh, he's still on his feet. Nice escape. Oh,
and he caught it.
He caught it.
But he was out of bounds.
He was out of bounds. Oh, man.
E.T. tried to
find
home
Eric
on
Turner,
that.
Really an athletic catch, but he got up in the air, and he was not able to come down with his feet inbounds because he took a pretty good lick just as he made the reception.
And that makes it 4th down. We're going to have to punt from our own end zone here. Yeah, we think Jill Sumter's the best lower class princess. We do.
Snap. Handled. Oh, that's a really short punt. Really high, but really short.
It takes a good Turk bounce.
It does.
And almost to the 45-yard line.
It does. What really could have been, they could have had the ball maybe at the 30. It ends up, 46-yard line where the Pioneers are going to take over 1st and 10.
So you were telling us about common opponent. Uh-oh.
What we got going on out there?
Well, some laundry on the field.
Uh-oh. Hankies out there. Oh, I see one. Yeah, it was blocked out. I couldn't see past number 75 and 72 there, but there is it. They picked it up now. Was that an errant one? Maybe it was just an errant one that I don't see any call there. All right, so the Turks are on defense here once more. in what has been a pretty well played game. Not a lot of penalties so far. And officials over explaining something to the Turks head coach.
Well, while we wait for that.
Seems to be a fairly cordial exchange so far.
I must have watched the last 3 plays from the last game at least a dozen times in the last
Oh, really?
week.
Yeah.
And my blood pressure goes up every single time.
Even though you know the outcome.
Even though I know the outcome.
Even though you know what's going to happen. It's like a book you read it a dozen times and it comes out the same every time,
and
right?
you know, it's just it looks like he's going to wave it off.
Yep.
That's a warning, I guess.
I guess so. All right. Back to action here. 2 wides right, 2 wides left for the Pioneers. Shotgun formation. Bauman back to pass. Throwing deep down the right side. He's open. And he makes the catch. Number 14 for the Pioneers. Well covered, but boy, he just went right up and took it away from the defender.
That is the exact same pass, the exact same position. I saw him in pre-game warm-ups hitting again and again.
That's Baylor Galley with the reception. Nice reception by Galley. And a nice throw by Bauman, number 2, the big quarterback.
We are at 87 and counting.
See, we're going to hit triple. We're going to smash. We're going to smash right past that. Handoff up the middle. Number 15 breaks the tackle, still on his feet. And that is Austin O'Brien. O'Brien, a tough runner, not terribly big. Actually pretty small at 5'8", 170 pounds, but he has a low center of gravity, runs very hard, and keeps his feet churning and has made some good yards here for the Pioneers in the early part of this game thus far. Quick offense call line, and there he is. O'Brien comes in, skips into the end zone, touchdown, Nooksack.
Well, we really didn't get a chance to warm up into this game. We had, it's kind of a rush to catch up and put everything where it is. But the one thing that Nooksack does is they score a lot of points. Yeah,
they do. We were looking at some of their results from, especially early on this season. I mean, I saw some 50-plus point games. Were not that uncommon. So from an offensive standpoint, they can score. There's no doubt they can put some points on the board.
So Turks are down 13-6 now.
PAT upcoming for the Pioneers.
And then we will finally get to announce.
And that's a very high kick, but it was good.
It's good.
Announce
that we're going to have a Windmill Espresso kickoff.
A Windmill Espresso kick, I guess we are. We got to recognize some of our fine sponsors here on TurkPride.tv.
Absolutely.
I don't have our sponsor sheet here though. We're gonna have to. You have to do them from memory, Brian.
Well, we have our
Dr. Koppel.
Dr. Koppel. Don't forget Dr. Koppel. Windmill Espresso. Vic's Burger Shack. Rescue 911 SAR.
Correct. Very good.
Gold Bar, our new sponsor that we got last week.
That's right.
And
they do a great job of rescuing.
Sultan Youth Basketball, the ASB here at Sultan.
Yep. We got all kinds of great sponsors that have been with us here on TurkPride.tv.
Don't forget Rico's Pizza.
I just drove right past that on my way here.
I drove right past it on my way to work today.
Oh, you did go to work. The thought was that now I was talking to executive producer Diamond Dave Moon, producer extraordinary. He thought maybe you took the day off today.
I know.
To prepare for this, to just mentally prepare.
I have a lot of things coming up that I need to save my vacation time and sick leave for.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So half days are better than full days off.
I see. So you're saying things more important than being here?
No, there's nothing more important than being here. But if you can always figure out a way to do it, hey, I'm excited to be here. The Turks are on the loose. We're down 14-6, but you know what? Hey,
it's anybody's ball game, Brian. I think this one's gonna be competitive all the way till the end, similar to the game that we saw last week against Granite Falls. Just two evenly matched teams.
I think in order for the Turks,
that's a short kick. That's a live ball. Get on it.
I think the Turks were able to get there.
It looked like the Turks had it, but then we see both teams obviously pointing their various appropriate directions, and the only man that counts. And the Pioneers did get it, by golly. So caught the Turks kind of napping there with a 14-6 lead. You wouldn't have thought at this point.
Like a turnover. That's just like a turnover, and who would have thought that was coming?
Right. Well, yeah, with 36 seconds remaining in the first period and a tight game, it's not something I would have expected.
Okay, so he's going to go right back to that. It's the exact same spot. He's going to go right back to that throw again.
In the right corner there.
Yep.
Bauman drops back, rolls to his left, stops, throws across his body. Oh, the receiver had it. He was wide open, but drops the ball, and he's going to just...
So
that was again Baylor Galley, number 14. He's the one that caught the big ball last time. So same player, different pattern.
Well, we have a holding call, and we're going to push him back a little bit.
There we go.
Remember I talked to you about, throughout the broadcast that we've had the idea of shortening the game.
Yes.
And the way you shorten the game is you run the football.
That is correct.
You keep that clock running.
Keep the clock moving.
And keep the score close. So you have to be able to match their scoring.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a high-octane offense like they are, you got to be able to match their scoring and shorten the game so that there's less chance for them to score, obviously, if they have less chances to score.
Yeah, you want to keep their offense off the field if at all possible.
And we need to be able to run the football, and other than Trey Sargent's run, we haven't been able to run the football. We've had one big play on offense. Oh, nice
Bauman,
screen.
Throw to Galley. Galley makes a reception, still on his feet.
And a host of Turks there to
bring him down, but Galley's very elusive.
It should have been they had a chance to get him in the backfield.
You got to wrap him up. You've got to bring those players down. Don't give them those second opportunities to break through. Brian, we're getting close. 94. Man, we're going. 94 and counting, man. 96. We're just flying. We're flying. We're going to be there. It's going to happen.
Thank you for everybody there watching, and for you coming down for watching up in Nooksack.
Nooksack.
Welcome to the broadcast here on TurkPride.tv. And once again, we apologize. We had technical difficulties getting the stream onto YouTube before the game started.
And that's the end of one. Brian started interrupting. That's the end of one with the Turks, hometown Turks, trailing the visiting Pioneers 14-6. But yes, Nooksack Valley and Everson, Washington is where Nooksack Valley is at. Yes, that's right. So we had our gentleman from Everson.
Yep.
We're glad that he could join us here on TurkPride.tv, and welcome again to all of the fans from Nooksack Valley. I will apologize in advance for my co-host. He tends to be a little, at times, a self-admitted homer.
I am a homer all the way.
Well, that's actually pretty funny, though. The homer, yeah.
Yeah, the homer, yeah.
The homer.
Donuts. Anyway, Turks, great emotional game win last week.
Oh, yeah.
In the Black and Blue Bowl against Granite Falls. Like I said, I watched the last three plays again and again and again. And the game in itself has got almost 300 views on demand. And
so now, you watched it how many times, Brian? A dozen times?
A dozen times.
And the Turks did win every time.
The Turks do win.
Did win every time. That's awesome. It just keeps getting better, right? It keeps getting better.
And every time I watch it, I think.
So that game obviously was a lot of emotion in that game, and those can be two-edged. Again, they did suffer a pretty significant injury in their starting quarterback going out, Braden Haefele, and that definitely they'll feel that. But from that standpoint, I think it did help propel them into this game. And you got to be excited. I mean, first home playoff game since 2002 here at Sultan High School. Bauman back, good protection, throws across the middle, incomplete.
We need more of that. Did I mention that I'm a homer?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes. No, I mentioned that you're a homer. Now, for our fans that have tuned in.
Thank you, Jonathan Craigle writes. Really impressed with your broadcast quality. And it's your home field, so you should be proud of it. A homer's no problem.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Well, we like to let our fans know, and these are my words. We are sports entertainment. This is not hardcore sports. We have fun, we laugh, and we have a little bit of good times with this. Bauman back to pass.
There he goes again.
Oh man, what an
arm!
That
is so open.
Oh, he's just and brings him down. The completion to number 82.
Unfortunately, that's that same play that I watched over and over.
And Riley Rodolfo, the defensive back on that, really was just had no idea where the ball was. He was the receiver just he was totally turned, and the receiver pretty much just had that opportunity.
In that situation, the defensive back has got to read the ball and meet it
Turn and look.
And meet it at its zenith up there.
Yep. Hand off. Nooksack pounding up the middle, still on his feet. Number 7, Evan Needling. So now Nooksack, Brian, I'm starting to sense really starting to assert themselves offensively as they're really gaining yards consistently. And so the Turks are going to have to step up and get a turnover, something to spark them and get that momentum back.
Well, definitely. You don't want to go down. You don't want to go down 2 scores here.
Right.
And you and I talked, before the game about it. And there
Bauman,
goes Bauman
keeper.
again.
3rd down. You were saying, Brian?
That we talked, that it needs to be. You got to stay close.
Yeah.
I talked about when we also talked about the offense of Nooksack, and if this guy's not at least a Division II or Division I prospect, I would be very, very surprised. He has a really, really strong arm. He's a great baseball pitcher. Yep.
Oh, and that one's on the receiver there, dropping that number 20, intended for number 27, Kyle Veldman.
I've seen drops like that at the Seahawks games, So we are. Bob Beeman is on the broadcast.
Brian, look at that number. Look at that number. Oh, we hit it.
We hit 100.
It's down to 99, but I did see it for a second. I saw it for a second. We hit 100. My prediction came true. There we go. So let's get it back up. We're on 99 right now.
Thank you to all of our Nooksack fans that are here watching that helped us get our stream.
Yes.
Over 100 live viewers for the first time. We're going to celebrate that a little bit.
We are.
Hopefully we can celebrate it with the Turk.
Well, it's a labor of love what we do here. Both Brian and I, obviously, this is completely volunteer. We do this because we enjoy doing it. And these are brought to you by the Tech Club, which is a student-driven, behind the scenes, the camera work is being done, the production work is being done by students. And Brian and I just get the opportunity to stand here and talk about football.
And I love it.
Yeah, they make it easy for us, don't they?
I love it.
Now, granted, we had some little technical difficulties, but we worked through that, and we're going to be good from this point on.
Oh, they got an automatic first down on the 3-yard line somehow.
Offsides. So again, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down. So they're going to get 4 cracks at it.
So
from the 3-yard line.
They go from 4th down, and then they go offsides, and then
to
now
1st and 3. First and goal from the 3. 10 minutes and 33 seconds remaining here in the second period. Timeout, Nooksack.
Well, hey, if you're ever going through the town of Sultan, be sure you stop by, and you need your coffee boost, go by our Windmill Espresso.
Yeah, and somebody that I do see there fairly frequently, more than fairly frequently, is our executive producer, Diamond Dave Moon. I see him there and his lovely wife, the lovely and talented Jen Moon, every day.
Well, I think they own stock.
I think they do. Their daughter works there. They're there every day. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's. Oh, there he is, Dave Moon. I didn't even see you in the back of the booth there. You're getting warmed by the heater.
We have a headset for you, Dave, if you want to get on the air with us.
We got Diamond Dave here. So David, the comment was we were recognizing one of our long-term sponsors here, Windmill Espresso on TurkBride.tv, and I told Brian that I more than occasionally see you or your lovely wife in there in the mornings.
It's so true. It's so true. Unfortunately, word got out that I work for coffee carts instead of money, so people seem to think that's cheaper.
We'll work for coffee.
With you, it's probably cheaper for you to work for money.
Yeah, exactly, with as much coffee. All right, we've got 1st and goal from the 3 for the Pioneers. Bauman hands off to O'Brien, number 15, and he's in for the score. All right, so Brian, they're starting to make it look fairly easy out there right now in the last couple of possessions, and Turk's going to need to do something to spark themselves. They need to spark.
That's okay. They're going to score a touchdown on the next time they get the ball.
Okay.
That's just the way it's going to be.
That's so easy. See, Dave, see how easy it is? Brian's got to figure it out.
You simplify it down to the base components, and
the base components.
No problem.
The Turks get it.
And Brian said he's watched the last play of the game last week 12 times, and the Turks have won every time.
Hey, all right.
Every time. So, Dave, maybe quickly give us a PAT upcoming here for the Pioneers. We don't want to lose track of this here. And it's up, and it's good. Or no good, excuse me, no good. So 20-6. So Dave, maybe just quickly in non-techno speak, what kind of, we had some technical difficulties early on. What was the difficulty?
We had a problem syncing up to YouTube.
Really?
And I think it boiled down to being the stream that we created. You got to create your events ahead of time, and something wasn't right, just right. So I created a temporary stream finally, and it sunk right up. It worked perfect.
All right. Well,
so I apologize to the fans for that. That really sucks.
Well, yeah, but again, we got it back up. Appreciate your hard work, and you know, that's kind of stressful on the fly trying to fix things like
it really is. So. Look at those numbers, guys.
I know.
You see those numbers?
We hit triple digits just briefly. My prediction was 100 tonight, and we hit it there just briefly. So
wow,
we're excited about
now.
that. We want more like that all the time, right?
Well,
100 to 200 to 300.
I did tell you that once we consistently hit 100, you can renegotiate your contract, Dan.
Will you help me renegotiate my contract?
I will.
Because you've been very successful.
I've been very successful.
Dave, he admitted it.
I've been very successful with my contract. 0 times 1,000.
And every year we double his salary.
We double his salary. Next year it's going to be 0 times 2,000.
You know, Dave, I'm really surprised how we were able to actually improve the video stream with as much money as we're paying to Brian for his contract. I would have thought he took all the resources that we had away.
I do distract Dave occasionally with questions.
All right, Nooksack kicking off here. And that's a traditional kickoff, not the onside one we saw last time. Fielded by Perigo, number 3. He's moving to the right. Still untouched. And going to be taken out at the 35-yard line.
I'm going to make an observation about Mr. Alex Perigo. He's what you refer to as a patient runner.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's quick, he's fast. If he gets through the hole, he's going to take off. He really is patient and tries to pick his holes.
Right, sizes it up and knows when to kind of turn it on at the right spot, at the right moment. Just under 10.5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Well, I hope they don't abandon the ground game completely.
Perigo breaks some pressure.
He's open.
Jump pass over it. There he's on his feet. And brought down.
That must have been
Eric Turner.
E.T. phones home.
Number 5, Eric Turner. Nice play there for the Turks. 33-yard line, so a big gain for the Turks. That's the spark, Brian. I think that they may need to kind of get them back on the right track here and get them into Pioneer territory.
Well, I don't want to give them the ball back right now.
No, that's
you
true.
don't want to score too quickly and give them the ball back right away.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nooksack is scoring at a pretty rapid pace. I mean, almost 20 points in just the first half.
We're down by 14.
Right. Need a score here just to keep
but
this.
You know, you're going to have
close.
to get that defensive stop somewhere.
Trey Sargent, no gain, actually probably a loss of 1 on the play.
Well, we've got to figure out a way to move the football on the ground.
So Dave, we're just around the corner here from Winter Sports.
Oh my gosh, it's just, you know, one ends, the other starts.
We're going to go inside. November 13th.
When's the first game?
Thank you, Mr. Reilly. November 13th, Brian. I mean, that's like 2 weeks away.
Pretty much close.
Less than 2 weeks away.
Most of the stuff is going to start, you know, right after Thanksgiving. I mean, they get a couple weeks.
The bulk of the schedule,
yeah. The schedule.
Starts getting serious. You have a lot of non-league games, obviously, to get things started. And with basketball, you have a lot more of those non-league games than you do in, say, football. But it'll be exciting. We have to go inside.
We're going to throw it to the flat here in the right.
Oh, we got
legal procedure.
Or delay.
Or 12 men on the field, maybe. I don't know. What's he got going?
So, Dave, we've got the teams lined out as far as boys basketball, girls basketball. What do we got lined up? You got Brian and I just going to keep using this over and over, and Jen and
just use you up.
Just
throw you away when I'm done with you.
Yeah, just we're disposable, right? Just till you can't roll us out there anymore.
Derek Bargman just commented basketball. Yes.
until the YouTube fans just revolt and say no more.
No
right?
more.
So
well,
we can't take Brian anymore.
I have it in my contract that I get to do all of the tournaments that we host at Sultan. And this year we're hosting districts and regionals and our own home tournament the Sky Valley Invitational.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Right.
wrestling. You're right in your element
Wrestling's
there.
right.
So
That's
we got
that's-
wrestling, basketball, girls and boys basketball, wrestling. I mean, it just keeps getting better. Just keeps getting better.
I'm looking forward to basketball this year. I'm so looking forward to seeing the girls play this year and see the improvements that they've made over last season.
Yeah, looking for good things from both the girls and the boys.
You know, got players like Ace Evans and Kiana and all those other players that are going to be playing, and I'm just excited for basketball to be back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we will be with you in just a couple of weeks. Move things indoors. Football season will be done, and we will move indoors and start basketball.
All right, Turk's going to take over here. 2nd and 6. 9:05 left to go here in the second quarter. Para go back to pass.
Oh, deflection. Okay. Whew. We had 3 Pioneers in the general vicinity there, and I was getting a little concerned, but it falls to the ground.
No, you're definitely
Atlanta.
you're in 4-down territory here when you're down by 2 scores, even though it's the second
You're in that
quarter.
no man's land I'd like to talk about, Brian.
You're in middle school. You're not in high school. You're not in elementary anymore.
Too far to kick, too close to punt. You just got to go for it. You really don't have a choice. But again, we're in 3rd down right now, so let's see what happens.
Cordero Rivas going off the field. He's got something going.
Yeah,
something going on.
Looks like he took a tough shot there, and he's gonna take a little breather. Perigo back, steps up, throws. Oh, overthrown his intended receiver. And so here you go, Brian.
I think Rivas is going to be okay. I think he just
strap it up. You gotta go for it here, and this is a really important play. Not that they all aren't
Would
big.
you say it's huge?
Huge. Yes. I'm starting to sound like you, Brian. Hey, look at that.
Oh,
look at
that.
that. 1-0-0.
I haven't taken a picture of that yet,
Oh,
Brian.
Darcy.
You
As soon as
missed
we
it.
said it, and then it changed to 98.
Yeah, the
that's
old
who we're
stream
dropping.
open. Jump over and see if anybody's on the old stream.
All right, Perigo, 4th down, 4th and 5. Throws,
darn.
incomplete. So it's going to turn it over on downs back to the Pioneers, where they will have 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Guys, I'm going to go jump out and check on the boys.
There you go.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming in, Diamond Dave. When you come in and warm yourself, and you'll probably be back, right?
Yeah, I'll be back, yes.
Yeah, Dave.
Look at that. Take a picture of that.
Come back.
Dave,
come back.
Dave, you need to get a coat on. The Hawaiian shirt, it's past Hawaiian shirt time, all right?
You're telling me.
You got long pants on, though.
I'm looking for my jacket this morning, and Jen says, it's in the car. It's in the car. You're covered. So I go grab my jacket, and it's her jacket.
I don't think her jacket would fit you.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not
Couldn't
even
even get my
close.
arm in. Believe me, I tried.
All right, Bauman, deep. Number
Again.
82 is
There
wide
it goes
open,
again.
and he's going to get all the way in for a touchdown. So 1 play, 1 score for the Pioneers. Wow.
Is it my imagination, or have we seen that play before tonight?
Yeah,
We've
that
seen
is.
it-
We saw it
we've
in the
seen
last
5 times
on the
already.
last possession. We saw it. That's number 82, Jordan Viening. Viening with a nice play. He's 6'6", 190 pounds, Brian. So they got some big, tall kids at their skilled positions, and he just went up, got that, and just outran the defender into the end zone, pretty much unmolested. Touchdown.
Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is a good football team over there.
It is. They are.
This is a very, very good football team. They have a lot of good players at the skill positions, and their defensive line and their offensive line is playing very, very well tonight.
Well, I think that the other thing, and Bauman pumps, rolls. He's going to keep it and skip into the end zone
And he's gonna
for the 2
gonna
point.
showboat a little bit
Yeah,
towards
kind
the
of
end.
skipped sideways,
Yeah, he kinda-
sidestepped into
He
the end
did a
zone.
Madden move there at the end. He did a Madden move there at the end and just kind of. So
Now, Brian, what does this tell you about? Again, we don't get an opportunity really to see the teams up in the north until we get to this part of the season. But Nooksack Valley was the number 3 seed in the northwest region.
well, I think
Meridian was undefeated. They were 6-0 in conference, 9-0 overall.
Meridian is almost a 2A school, and they've traditionally always, the football teams up there have always been very, very good. This is a good football team. They beat they had to play for the number 2 and 3 seed there last week.
Correct.
Against a team that beat them previously in Linden Christian.
Linden Christian, yeah, that was the play-in game, or the 3 to get the number 3 spot.
Yeah. Now, well, I'm not sure how that works out, but they're the number 3 seed, and Linden Christian's not in the playoffs, right? So you look at it that way, but they've had a good season. They have to play some tough competition week in and week out.
Right.
That's a good football team.
Yeah, I've been impressed thus far, especially with their offense. Quarterback, receiving core has been very impressive.
And teams like that get on a roll right at the end of the season with their skill players and everything gelling like it is, they're going to go far in the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yes. However,
hey, we got a lot of football.
The Turks are going to come back, so that's all.
We got a lot of playoff. We got a lot of time here, Ryan. So 8 minutes and 41 seconds to be exact remaining in the second period. It's 28-6.
I meant to say earlier before we were distracted by the technical difficulties that this is going to be a long game. There's going to be lots of passing.
Perigo and down at the 26-yard line where the Turks will have it 1st and 10. Again on their own 26. So Brian, again, we'll kind of bring fans up to date as far as the other things that are going on in the 2017 District 1-1A playoffs. First night here, everybody's in action. Again, we have 3 seeds 1, 2, and 3 from the Cascade Conference. Seeds 1, 2, and 3 from the Northwest Conference are playing each other. Here tonight, the number 1 seed in the Cascade Conference, the hometown Turks, are playing the number 3 Nooksack Valley Pioneers. Also in action tonight would be number 2 versus number 2. That would be the Kings Knights against the Mount Baker Mountaineers. And then we've got 1 versus 3, number 1 in the Northwest Meridians taking on the number 3 seed in the Cascade Conference, which is Cedar Park Christian of Bothell. Oh, we got a fumble.
Incomplete pass.
Oh, incomplete pass. My mistake. I was too busy reading the script here.
Well, that was pretty close to being a screen pass.
That was close. So, Brian, when we started this game, I mean, it's a good-sized crowd here tonight, but so far Nooksack has kind of taken the crowd out of this game. The crowd's gotten pretty quiet, and right from the early get-go, the Turks gave the crowd something to cheer about, but since then it has been all Nooksack. Perigo over and incomplete. Intended for number 29, Zane Saylor. Ball's incomplete, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Turks.
Third down coming up for the Turks.
Hey, we just got a text message from my son. Tuning in live, sound great. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Good to hear from you, son. And handoff over to the right side, and ooh, nice tackle by the Pioneers. So it's going to bring up 4th and 8, and here you got to punt, Brian. You got to punt here. You're too deep in your own end.
Pioneers are getting that.
Oh, and we've got it. Go ahead.
They're getting that giddy up in their step. They're getting that walk, that cocky walk when you're running in a game and you're starting to dominate a little bit.
Right. Well, other than the Turks scored first for those of you, and again, we realized we had some technical difficulties, so you didn't get to see that. But the Turks scored on their second possession. But since then, Nooksack has gotten the ball and moved the ball consistently, both on the ground and through the air, and have gotten themselves in a pretty commanding 28-6 lead here.
I have a message from our Nooksack correspondent.
Who is our Nooksack correspondent?
Our Nooksack correspondent, Jonathan Craigle.
Oh, hey, Jonathan.
Just a note that Meridian, Mount Baker, and Nooksack were all ranked in the top 7 of the state until they played their home and aways against each other. Also, Nooksack beat Baker and lost a nail-biter to Meridian.
Great, Jonathan. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and so, like I said, these are
back to punt. Oh, almost blocked.
Punt.
Almost blocked. Yeah, it is a good punt.
It's taking a Turk bounce down to the 38-yard line.
And there you go. Yeah, Jonathan, we did kind of look at the schedules when we started to kind of see, and that's what it appeared until they started playing each other, and they kind of beat up on each other, basically, and which looked like Meridian, again, obviously had an undefeated record, if my memory serves me correctly, but some good competitive football happening up there in the Northwest Conference this year. And again, Nooksack making a good showing of themselves here tonight, leading this game 28-6. All right, so back on offense again. Familiar number 2, Casey Bauman back, the big senior for the Pioneers. Quick throw over to the right to number 14. Caught. Oh, still on his feet. Untouched so far. And Perigo forces him out of bounds after a big gain at about the 22-yard line. So, wow. Just a quick little swing pass there, Brian. It turns into about a 45-yard gain.
So the deep pass that they've been making their plays on,
correct,
has the Turks thinking back.
Which is Viening. Viening's been really successful. 82 has been
and
that
so
threat.
They've been playing back, and then when you play back, 10 yards like that to not get beat deep, then that's when
the short stuff
like that comes into play.
Yeah, it really does. And they really have got the Turks kind of on their heels. They really don't know what to expect. Handoff up the middle. Number 7 breaks the tackle, still on his feet to the right side and knocked out of bounds. That's number 7 is Evan Needling. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. 5'9", 160-pound junior. But yeah, Brian, as you said very well, they're having success throwing the ball deep. They're having success throwing the ball short. They're having good success on quarterback keepers and running in the ground game. They really got the Turks off balance, and it's just you don't know what to key on because they've been successful at pretty much everything that they've tried thus far. Bauman brings his team up again. Handoff, flip to O'Brien. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Oh, pretty much untouched into the end zone. Just making it look easy, Brian. Making it look easy there on that play. Number 15, Austin O'Brien. Again, tough runner. Not extremely big, but boy, he gets the job done, and he has been a thorn in the side for the Turks tonight. 34-6 here. Still 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining until halftime. Wow. PAT upcoming for the Pioneers. Kicker for their number 8 is Aiden Connor. Down, set, snap, up, and good. 35-6, Nooksack. 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining until halftime. So what do you try, Brian? What do you do at this point when just everything is working for the opponent? Shaking your head doesn't help, right? This is an audio-only feed. Yes, people can't see you shake your head. You need to. Oh, sorry. We are not laughing at the hometown Turks by any stretch of the imagination, but it is. You get in these situations where you just get on a roll and everything works. Everything just works. Long, short, run, pass. And Turks are just really on their heels right now, trying to find something to spark them to really stop this steamroller that they've run into here with Nooksack Valley. All right, Turks are going to go out and get another opportunity here and see if they can get something, mount a little charge, and get some points on the board. Brian, what are you looking up over here? He's on the Cascade Conference website. Looks like other action, some from Thursday night, last night. Granite Falls comes up on the short end against Mount Lake Terrace, 45-22. And tonight, we've got Lakewood, the Cougars, taking on Archbishop Murphy. Other action, again, we've talked about Cedar Park. And Turks have it. Fighting for yardage. I believe that's Perigo. And out of bounds. So good starting position again for the Turks. They've had good field position tonight, but just really have not been able to turn it into more than just the 6 points on the board. So again, Lakewood, Archbishop Murphy. Brian, who else we got planned tonight there? If you want to scroll down on the schedule for us. Again, we talked about Cedar Park, Bothell, and Meridian. Meridian, the number 1 seed in the Northwest Conference. Mount Baker against Kings, number 2 versus number 2. And the game you're enjoying here tonight, the hometown Sultan Turks, number 1 seed in the Cascade Conference against the number 3 seed Nooksack Valley Pioneers. Here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics.
Speaking of Cascade Conference Athletics.com, I got a bubble in one of my tires.
Did you?
And I have.
Did you get it fixed?
I haven't gone. I'm going to drive down this Saturday morning. Guess where I'm going to go?
I bet you're going to go to Les Schwab Tires in Monroe.
Absolutely, and I'm scared because that bubble might pop while I'm driving to and from work.
Yeah, let's not do that. And again, with what Mother Nature kind of showed us today, snow is right around the corner also too. So make sure your tires are ready for winter. Les Schwab's got some great sales going on right now. If you need new winter tires, they will get you hooked up. So visit your local Les Schwab tire dealer, and especially our store in Monroe, to help you get ready for winter. Oh, Diamond Dave Moon's back, warming himself on the heater behind us here. Perigo, oh, that was very close to intercepted.
Overthrows Rivas and goes through his hand.
Levi Tankley there on
our
coverage.
Nooksack correspondent has some updates on some scores for us. Jonathan, thank you. A couple quick score updates.
Wow.
Mount Baker leads Kings 31-0 at halftime.
Wow.
And Meridian leads Cedar Park 42-3 with 4:14 left in the second quarter.
So it looks like the Northwest teams are making a good showing of themselves here tonight, and kind of taking it to the Cascade Conference teams so far. Not only here, but the Kings Mount Baker game and Meridian Cedar Park. Perigo turns, throws. Oh, almost intercepted again on the coverage. Levi Tankley was there.
E.T. was trying to phone home on that. It didn't. Such sportsmanship. He goes and grabs that ball and gives that to the.
Now go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt
gives it to the
you.
official. That's all I got.
You know, as far as the Meridian Cedar Park score, that doesn't really surprise me too much. Again, Cedar Park has kind of struggled this year. But that Kings Mount Baker score, 31-0 at halftime. Again, that Mount Baker's putting a thumping on Kings. Perigo rolling to his right, stops, rolls back to his left, still on his feet, stops, turns, throws across his body, and incomplete. Intended for number 29, Zane Saylor, falls incomplete, and that's going to be 4th down. Turks are going to need to punt.
It's going to be a long game if we can't get some scores up and start moving that football.
Yeah, definitely a different game than we saw last Friday night, where these two teams were really battling back and forth. So far, this has been, other than that, an opening drive. It's been a pretty one-sided affair so far, with Nooksack really controlling the tempo of this game. Fair catch by the Pioneers at the Turk 45-yard line. So that's some great field position to begin their drive. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the second, with Nooksack leading the hometown Turks 35-6.
So, like we said earlier, winter sports around the corner.
Yes, they are.
Of course, brought to you by TurkPride.tv. We have our wrestling team, placed 4th in state last year. They're going to be really young this year.
Okay.
The wrestling team's going to be really young, but we've got some good returners. I think we should be able to repeat, at least be top 10 again this year. At least be in the top 10.
There we go.
We have our basketball teams young again this year. But we have a couple of really good seniors returning that are going to make things interesting for us.
Yeah, and with basketball, you had some freshmen last year that made some significant contributions that'll now have a year under their belt and will be sophomores and be able to give us some additional help as well too.
Well,
so
we got some incoming freshmen that I think have an opportunity to make it.
O'Brien breaks the tackle and
the ball's on the ground. No,
but he was down.
Oh, I was going to get excited.
Gets down to the 30-yard line. Ball pops loose, but he was down, so the Pioneers will retain the ball. So yes, again, boys basketball, girls basketball, and wrestling all going on, obviously, in the winter sports season. That's going to be beginning in less than 2 weeks.
November 13th is when
Pete
they turn
Rayleigh,
out.
the 13th, that's right. So again, it's just right around the corner. You just don't even hardly get a chance to catch your breath. But it's time for winter sports,
And
which is good. It's getting cold out here,
for
Brian. It's time to move inside.
yeah, for basketball, we have a trio that that we run through to call those games. We have yourself and the lovely Jen Moon.
Lovely and talented Jen.
Well, yeah.
Don't forget the talented.
Well, she's got more talent in one finger than we have on our own bodies.
No
but,
doubt. They're probably going to bring her in to do football also too.
Well,
one
of these days.
To us.
And of course, I will try to stop in once a week and try to catch one game.
Yeah. What is your? I know that you have some conflicts with earning a living and things like that. That you choose earning a living over being here every night. I think it's really you need to get your priorities straight. But other than that, I mean, what is going to be your availability, sir?
Well, I'll try to make one game a week. Hopefully,
okay.
I'll probably get all of the Saturday games that we do, if I'm not traveling with the wrestling.
Now, are we going to maintain that the doubleheader format that we had? Do you know?
No, we can definitely
check that out on the Cascade Conference website.
Check that out here. Let's just start with the boys.
Then that gives you an opportunity to see both the girls and the boys play on the same night. And they got the schedule up there. Lots of non-conference games.
I don't see a lot of. We're gonna have to look at the girls' game.
Yeah, we'll have to put that schedule side by side. Bauman throws, slant, caught by number 27. That's Kyle Veldman. Again, we've called Veldman's name several times tonight, and Bauman just picking them apart.
Saturday games at home. We've got
at Darrington. We played Darrington.
Yeah,
wow.
We got Coopville at home and Darrington at home.
The Loggers.
Bear Creek at home on Tuesday.
Bear Creek, usually we do have a non-conference every year with them. We typically will see them.
The 6:45
Bauman.
games.
Lots of time. Man, look at him just stand back there. Holy schmolies. Caught by number 82. Number 82 is, again, Viening. Jordan Viening. But, again, Bauman just getting way too much time, Brian. He's just able to stand back there. And, again, the DBs are just unable to hold coverage that long, and he's just picking people apart. The big senior, the 6'6", 220-pound senior quarterback for the Pioneers.
Yeah, it looks like we got one or two.
Handoff, left side, and a nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage there by the Turks. Brought down by number 14. That was Baylor Galley. Excuse me, Baylor Galley. I'm sorry. My apologies. Jenna Brown. Yeah, way too much time. Yes. He was standing back there and standing back there and standing back. He could have made a sandwich and, watched a movie on TV, on Netflix, and still had time to throw the ball. Just can't let somebody that's talented have that much time to just pick you apart. Got to get on him. And again, Nooksack obviously has got a size advantage on the front line. I mean, I'm looking at some pretty good-sized boys there on the offensive line, and they give Mr. Bauman that time, and now he's going to scamper into the end zone. Touchdown, Nooksack.
So once they get past a 40-point lead.
Is that what the rule is?
In the second half.
In the second half.
It starts to be a running clock.
Which we're not even to the second. We're 5 minutes and 13 seconds away from the second half. So again, 35-6. 5 minutes and 13 seconds still remaining. But you're right, Ryan. That's going to most likely come into play here at some point.
Well, this is a very, very young Sultan team. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4.
You counting?
5, 6. Yeah, that's my 7. We have 7 seniors on this year's team.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. 7 seniors.
Right. Yeah, they are very young.
And a couple of them aren't even in uniform tonight.
Right.
So.
Oh, and blocked. No good. Stays 41-6. Yeah, we lost a lot of seniors last year, and so it is a pretty young team this year, and it's a team that will continue to gel, continue to grow. next year, obviously. But this year was a huge step forward again to get a home playoff game, to finish first in the single A classification of the Cascade Conference is a huge. I don't think anybody expected that coming into this season.
I think that next year we will have a good shot at doing it again.
That very well could be,
because with how young they are and the returners that they have, the second year in first year coach Jim Wright. I've kind of considered to be, ever since Coach Murphy left and he was here for several years.
Right.
I kind of considered the head football coach at Sultan to be kind of like the Defense Against the Dark Arts in Harry Potter, in the Harry Potter series. Every year, it just seems like every year we're getting a new teacher. Or a new coach.
That is difficult when you do have that turnover, that lack of consistency. It does affect you. The other things too is looking forward. Braden Hafley is only a sophomore. He will be a junior, so we'll have him for 2 more years, and so that would be some good leadership there under center for the Turks.
Well, let's see. One of our listeners is
skipping on the ground. Turks touch it, but Parago's got it.
See, talk about. Remember, I told you.
Picking his spots.
Remember, I told you about patience.
Yeah, he just kind of picks his spots.
And the running back for the Huskies. What's his name again?
I know.
Miles Gaskin is the same way. He's so patient. Now Coleman, on the other hand, is that change of pace back. He just hits the hole hard and goes. That's what he does.
Well, we appreciate all 104 people watching the stream here on YouTube, TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Parago throwing cross field, caught. And
Riley Rodolfo on the catch reception.
Yes.
Big moment for
Gain
the
of
youngster.
About 7.
It's kind of
4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Kind of hard to talk when things are the way they are.
Well, again, the Turks just want to get into halftime, see if they can make some adjustments to.
Well, the first thing they have to do is they have
game.
to stop. They have to score before halftime and keep this game from going to over 40 points.
Yeah, because the clock, there won't be enough time for them to muster enough points. Oh, almost intercepted. Yeah, the clock is definitely going to be their enemy in trying to mount a comeback here, because, again, you only get so many offensive possessions, and even if you can be successful in stopping them from scoring or slow down the pace, you've got to score those points yourself. And you've got to have opportunities, and that eats up a lot of clock.
Second and 3 coming up for the Turks.
And Parago in the shotgun formation.
If any of my family and friends are out there, send me a text message. Let me know you're there.
Oh, incomplete. Now, speaking of your family, your youngest daughter came over and visited us on Halloween. We had our fire pit out there in front, and she walked down and sat down and visited with us for a while. And my wife and I were out front.
Yeah, she told me
had a nice conversation with her.
Did she talk to you about her knee?
She did. She had a brace on her knee. She told us what happened with her knee. So, she stayed, probably chatted 15 minutes or so with us.
She said that she couldn't go trick-or-treating because of her, she tore part of her knee cartilage.
That's right.
And she's wanted to go trick-or-treating, and
she came down and we gave her some candy.
She said, I'm going to go down to the Ballers and just grab some candy and visit for a few minutes and come home.
We had too much candy, too much left over, and I don't need it, so we'll find people to give it to. And is it 12 players? I'm hearing.
And we get a.
I heard Mr. Reilly saying 12 players on the field. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's one too many. That's a no-no. Yeah, that's one too many out there. Maybe that's the key. We'll put 12 people out there, one more player. Be like a power play in hockey.
I enjoy your Halloween decorations at your house?
Yeah, now I get to tear them all down.
And then put up the
and
when does the Christmas ones go up?
Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, geez.
Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend traditionally is when I'm out putting out lights.
Well, I told my family.
But see, now I got grandkids that can help me with that.
Well,
see,
yeah.
so that's good. That's a good thing.
I told my family, I go, I don't need to do this anymore. You could just look across the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I know you like to take advantage of that. Now,
Absolutely.
no, my son doesn't. My son Matthew, who we'll give him a shout out, that contacted us earlier, no longer lives there. So, but now I have grandchildren through my daughter's marriage, and so that's great. They come over and are welcome to help. Always willing to help Grandpa to put those up. So, all right.
I did get a text message from my wife earlier saying have fun doing the broadcast, and
she really needs to tell you to have fun doing this.
no, absolutely
Yeah, exactly.
not. I don't need anybody to tell me to have fun. I love being here.
Telling
yes,
Brian to have fun broadcasting on turkfry.tv is like, I don't know. I can't even think of something that would be such a slam dunk.
I
right?
have some people that work for me that wanted to know what I was doing tonight, and when
Bauman.
I told them, they said that they were going to go and set up the projector in the meeting room and watch it on the projector
Very
during
cool.
lunchtime.
Well, that's nice.
I said, I don't know if your boss would like to know that you were doing that. And they go, well, you're my boss.
Second 5 for the Pioneers.
I love our new HD camera. It's just such a
Yes, it
better
is.
picture.
Now, have you noticed tonight, Diamond Dave Moon, producer extraordinaire, has been in the booth quite a bit tonight. I think it's because he's cold. Yeah, it's not so tropical. It doesn't match your shirt that you got on tonight, David. Your shirt harkens to warmer places than here tonight, right?
He's got a hand warmer in his hand. And Diamond Dave Moon is known for wearing Hawaiian shirts, and that's just about it.
Yeah, he does have long pants on though. He usually has shorts on, but he does have long pants. There's a pants on. Bauman, screen.
Oh, that was nice
Nice,
play by
yeah.
the receiver to pick that up.
Nicely,
before it
actually
hit the
still on
ground.
still on his feet. And finally, gang tackled there by the Turks and brought down after a big game. Yep, just to the first down mark. And so that'll move the chains. We're under 4 minutes now remaining in the first half. So yes, second half, 40-point differential becomes a running clock.
Dan,
So
the weatherman.
we're not there yet. Obviously,
Dan-
we're not in the second half, nor are we at a 40-point differential. but,
Dan, the
you know.
weatherman, how cold is it out there?
I don't know. Let's see what the advent of. I find it hard to believe. It says it's 37. It was like 38 at the beginning of the game. That it's only dropped 1 degree. I find curious, but let's see here. And still thinking. So Nooksack with the ball. First down at the 16-yard line. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
I'll tell you, Dan, I would rather.
Bauman back to pass to the
again.
right, to the corner, wide open, touchdown. Touchdown, Pioneers, number 27, Kyle Veldman. We've
I'd
called
rather be
Veldman's name.
I'd rather be playing in a playoff game than not playing in a playoff game.
Oh, no, I think, that, win, lose, or draw, this is a great experience for these kids. Sultan has had, well, during the time that my son was here, he graduated in 2015. Again, we had a couple of playoff games. We went to Mount Baker, I recall, and we went up to Linden and played. But again, those weren't home games. We weren't successful in those games. So, it's been a bit of a dry spell for the Turks over the past decade or so. So to see them get into the playoffs and even have a home game, I think is a big step forward for the program. I think it really is. And hopefully it can be something that they can build upon next season, to help catapult them to bigger and better things. Up and good. All right, so now we're at 48-6, Brian. So as we look towards the second half, it's going to be a running clock to start the second half because you have that 40-point differential. Okay, so the second half is going to go very quickly. It's going to go really, really quickly, as opposed to this first half, which has been pretty slow. I mean, it's been an hour and a half, and we're still not to halftime yet. So it's been a very slow first half, long first half, lots of points, but second half is going to be much different. All right, 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. All right, so we're going to trot back out with 3 minutes remaining here. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to be exact remaining in the second quarter. And my colleague, Mr. Atkinson, stepped out for just a moment, so you're going to be stuck with me here, it looks like, the rest of the way until halftime. We do thank you for joining us here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. To our fans up in the Everson area and the Great White North, and those here in Sultan, welcome. And turn and brought back to the 40-yard line where the Turks are going to have it. First down, Sultan. Diamond Dave Moon, producer extraordinaire, over here taking the seat, checking the live chat line here on TurkPride.tv. We had quite a few. 97 on the stream, still watching right now, which is fantastic. We appreciate all of you spending some time here with us on a chilly Friday night. Mother Nature is definitely showing her colors with a little sprinkling of the white stuff around, not only in the Sultan area, but definitely up north for our friends up in Nooksack, who got some areas up in Bellingham, I heard, about 6.5 inches of snow last night. So be safe as you're out there driving around this evening, and or stay home and watch us here on TurkPride.tv. Perigo back to pass, throws it up, and well overthrown, incomplete. Exactly 3 minutes showing on the clock. It's been a very long first half. Yes, long second quarter. It's just been a long halftime. Again, we're past the 1.5 hour mark, but Matt, we're definitely going to make up time in the second half. It's going to go real quick in the second half, so we'll catch up real fast here on the time clock. Perigo back, steps up, avoids pressure, still on his feet. Oh, wow! The second tier, number 78, came in and got a good lick on him. Cooper Clausen on that play, 5'8", 190-pound linebacker. He's a junior, puts a licking on Perigo, and that's going to bring up third down and 15 for the Turks. Two minutes and 30 seconds, so we do have a running clock going on. Oh, Dave Moon, Diamond Dave Moon, going to join us here on the broadcast. David, what are you working on over there?
Oh, I'm just begging the watchers to hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Screen. Sargent skipping his way up and just past the original line of scrimmage. Is going to be 4th and about 9 for the Turks, about 4th and 9. Minute 53, and again a running clock for the Turks. So we lost Brian.
Yeah, where'd Brian go?
I don't know. He just took off.
He slipped into
Must have made a quick break to the concession stand before the crowd hit or something like that. I don't know what it is. He's getting down and collecting on some of his contract. Kick by McGuire. Nice punt. And that's a fair catch. Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, they're going to let that one go.
Good.
They're going to let that go. He kind of just stumbled into him. He didn't attempt to actually hit him, even though he did clearly call for a fair catch. So again, live chat here is open on YouTube. If you got something on your mind, go ahead and send us a message. We'll give you a shout out here. Would love to hear from you. Turk fans out in Turk Nation, or any of our guests that are joining us from the Nooksack Valley, Greater Everson area. Again, feel free to leave us a comment here on YouTube, and we'd be happy to give you a shout out here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. All right. So if you're Nooksack, I think in the second half you start looking at
Lord Byron's back.
Lord Byron Atkinson is going to be back. And Bauman, the quarterback, limping a little bit there. He's kind of got his foot caught there, I think, as he was backing out from underneath one of his offensive linemen. May have got stepped on. And a minute and 10 seconds remaining. And the man, the myth, the legend. Brian, you figure out which headset you're going to use there? It's getting confused. And running, stumbling, bumbling, fumbling down there. Number 28 for the Pioneers. That is Ryan Veening. 3rd and 2 for the Pioneers. And we've got just under 40 seconds remaining. Again, we've got a running clock going on, so things are going to move along quite rapidly. We'll pick up time from that long first half.
And while I was gone, I did a little research for you, and I got some tidbits for you.
Oh, okay. Well, you going to share those at halftime with us, or?
I will.
Okay. Bauman, quick hitch pass over on the right side.
One is pretty cool. Some information that I got. One is pretty cool, and
it's what you call a teaser. You're using it. This is the tease,
one is
right?
pretty cool,
This is the tease.
and I'm actually pretty disappointed on something that I'm going to share.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to share with the viewers, and you guys can do with it what you want.
Look at that. We're bolstering up to 110 now, Brian.
Yeah, well, it's.
Could be. People are wanting to know what your big announcement is. All right, it shows double zeros on the board, and we have made it to halftime. Thankfully, and in what was a really tough, rough first half for the Turks, trailing 48-6. We're going to take a break. We're going to let the award-winning Sultan High School Marching Band under the direction of Jill Sumter.
I don't think they're going to be.
Are they not performing tonight?
Oh, they are going to be performing.
There they are. See, there they are. They wouldn't let us down.
They're doing something. I'm not quite sure what it is.
They're doing something. So, well, why don't we take a break?
Oh yeah, we'll take a break.
We'll let them listen to some talent instead of us.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
I got to get on my soapbox.
All right, we are back. 2 minutes remaining here in halftime, and the teams are back on the field. So, Brian, you did a little tease for our listening audience before the break, so I'll turn it over to you. You said you had a big announcement.
Well, not exactly. Am I okay?
Yes, you're
Can you
okay.
hear me? All right, so not
Well,
really.
I can hear you. I don't know if you're okay, but I can hear you.
Well, I'm not okay. Not okay. The score is 48-6 right now.
Yeah. You didn't need to mention that.
For the ultimate hashtag Turks Firks guy like me, Coach Brian Atkinson, that's a little hard for me, but I appreciate the game that the Nooksack Pioneers are playing right now.
They're a good team.
I've said throughout, this is a really good team.
Yep.
Our North correspondent let me know during the thing that a lot of these kids are 3-year starters, 3 or 4 year starters that went 1-9 1 year. The next year they went 6-6, and last year they lost the Kansas City playoff to Meridian to go into the playoffs last year.
Right.
So this is a team that is peaking right now, and they'll probably go through that cycle coming back up. A couple of things that I was really disappointed with was, as I was I'm just going to talk about the bad stuff first, and then we're going to go with the good stuff. So anyway, get out of this.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Quit responding. Just finish your thought, Brian. You'll get a chance. You'll get a chance to respond.
Okay.
You'll get to pick the right emoji here in a minute.
I walked by the student section for Nooksack, and I didn't like the stuff I was hearing.
Okay.
Not very good sportsmanship. It just kind of marred them.
But you're talking about the people in the stands. Okay.
People in the stands.
Okay.
Would our kids do the same? Would our kids do the same thing? Probably. But I would hope that that they would remember the times they've been on the losing end of some of these things. They were saying, hey, they should go out and score 100. They said that the Turks didn't know where the end zone was, and kind of those kinds of things. And it just, I just walked by and I said, okay, whatever. But I just wanted to make sure, on the air, if there's any people out there, make sure you talk to your kids about sportsmanship, especially at the high school level, because these kids, we love our kids as much as you love your kids, and it's important that we teach our kids those kinds of sportsmanship. Anyway, and moving on, I talked to the coaches in the booth next to us about Bauman.
Oh yes.
And he has signed a letter of intent to go to Montana State and play quarterback. So
the Grizzlies of Montana State.
Montana State Grizzlies, an FCS football championship series, just a level below the Huskies and in Notre Dame and all those. And occasionally, there's a chance they could come play UW.
Right.
And he's good.
That's what called Division 1A, I believe.
It's Division 1A, and they have playoffs that they
playoffs.
Playoffs.
I do. Yes, Division 1A. So Division 1, is obviously like the Huskies in the Pac-10, the Pac-12, and then that would be the next level below, and then you go to D2, which is the next level below that. So, he's. Yeah, it's D1A, isn't it they call it? Oh, Division 1 FBS, okay. Wow, okay.
So, Coach P really speaking in my ear.
March Madness, okay. Very cool, very similar to D2. I know D2 does that as well, too. They have 28 teams, and they get right. Yep. Montana State type teams, yep, okay. Right. Very cool. Thank you, Pete. Appreciate that clarification. So it doesn't surprise me that he's going to play at the collegiate level, because he's definitely got the physical skills, got the size, he's definitely got an arm. So anyway, Mr. Bauman, I'm sure will do well at that level of competition. So who knows? Might Huskies like to play Montana State from time to time as a non-conference game, so we might see him.
Well,
Husky State.
They played the other school. They played Montana.
Montana. All right, so we are just about ready to be underway here, Brian, in the second half now. For the fans that just joined us, we're not going to recount all the scoring. You can see the score there on your screen. But what we want to make people aware of is that there is a rule, a 40-point or greater differential, which is unfortunately where the Turks find themselves right now. There will be a running clock in the second half. So the second half is going to go very, very rapidly because, again, that clock's not going to stop. And, we'll just see how that goes.
So it'll only stop on.
So, so we're getting out there, getting lined up on the field. And Turks will be kicking off to the Pioneers, and the Pioneers will be receiving, defending the west goal here at Sultan.
I want to give a special shout out to Jonathan Craigle, our Nooksack correspondent from the north. Didn't know him before the game started tonight, but he has been a wealth of information.
Yeah, he's been a good guy. We appreciate your input, Jonathan.
We definitely appreciate you giving us the information that you have. It adds quality to our broadcast that we wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right. As we get ourselves, as a kind of a squibber, I wouldn't call it an onside kick by the Turks, but and they skip down there and the Pioneers recover. So yeah, we get very busy concentrating on the opponents through the Cascade Conference, and then all of a sudden in 1 week we've got to switch gears, and then we're talking about teams that we just haven't had an opportunity to see. So Jonathan, we do appreciate you giving us some first-hand knowledge about those teams up in the north. And so far tonight, you guys have definitely had a good showing for yourselves. Sounds like Mount Baker's having a pretty easy time against Kings. Meridian likewise against Cedar Park Christian, and so far it's been all Nooksack Valley here against the hometown Turks.
Well, and you should see with the way the point is, you should see a lot of these younger guys, these JV guys, these underclassmen that don't get to play a lot of varsity. There is no JV this week, so they don't have to worry about their quarters.
Right.
A lot of these guys, they're going to have a chance right now to put their guys in the game. They're younger guys that don't get to play much. They're going to get lots of experience, and you never know where that experience is going to pay off later in the season in the playoffs, where somebody has to step up,
right,
or next year.
Correct.
You got to, in order to get good at football, you got to play football.
Now, Brian, I will admit I'm a little surprised to see Bauman still in for Nooksack Valley here in the second half. I guess again I'm not the coach, but you don't want to.
Well,
it's pretty obvious they're going to move on to the next level. And you don't want some silly injury happening to your star quarterback in a game that is well in hand.
I think you'll probably see him out of the game when the fourth quarter hits.
Yeah. And there he is, still on his feet, breaks another tackle. He's in the open field. He's got one man to beat. That's Perigo. Turns, direction, and nice play. Just changed direction. 60-yard touchdown by Casey Bowman, number 2. Quarterback for Nooksack Valley. All right, wow, just that quick. And they score again. So Nooksack Valley now putting a 5 spot on there, 54-6. Still 10 minutes, even with the running clock, still 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Wow. That's about all I can say is wow. Pretty impressed so far with that young man. PAT upcoming for the Pioneers. Snap, hold, set, kick, up, and good.
Boy, that's an adventure. That is an adventure when they kick, isn't it?
Wow. 55, so double fives for the visiting Pioneers, and just the 6 that they got very early on for the Turks. Brian, scroll up on our live chat there. There was an earlier comment that I saw that kind of got, oh, there we go. From Tanya Scheib, saying Nooksack fans, thanking Sultan for providing the live feed tonight. You are most welcome, Tanya. Appreciate, again, getting the input from yourself, Jonathan, and so forth. Folks up north in the greater Everson area, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight on a chilly Friday night lights here at Sultan High School on turkpride.tv, your home for all things Sultan athletics.
Hey, despite the score, we are still at over 90 live viewers right now.
Well, let's see. Let's think about this. It's not an extremely competitive game, and it's you and I broadcasting. So what is keeping people around?
It's got to be. It's I need to get a raise.
it's just executive producer Diamond Dave Moon. He just made the comment that we need to get you on the headset here. Brian was talking about wanting a raise. He wants to. He.
Okay,
if the
so
Turks come back and win, he said we'll double your salary.
My double. Well, 0 times 2,000 is still 0. So.
Yes, I love it.
If the Turks come
man.
back and win, I get a $500 bonus. Go Turks!
Well, since. Oh, there we go. Struggling.
Perigo tries to weave his way in and there and gets back to the 11-yard line.
All right. So Turks will get their first opportunity here in the second half.
And hey, I wore my
TurkPride.tv
polo shirt tonight,
shirt.
brought to us by Sky Valley Inc.
Sky Valley Inc., longtime supporter here of TurkPride.tv and Sultan Athletics in general.
Yeah, if you need any T-shirts or things like that, hats
Silk
or
screening.
silk screening.
That's right.
And
that's right.
And hey, Bob Beeman, if you're out there,
We talked.
Diamond Dave Moon doesn't think I didn't give you your shout out tonight for. Yeah, I did.
Yes, we did. Once we would be happy to do so again, Bob. We appreciate your support here on TurkPride.tv.
Rescue 911 SAR.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
halfback
Eric
pass.
Turner with the halfback pass, and it's intercepted.
That was, not. And he's just knocked out of bounds, just on the 1-yard line. So Nooksack, Perigo just again, touchdown saving tackle, knocked him out at the 1-yard line. So Brian, did we clarify again that we have 94 watchers still, and it can't be us, and it's not a real super competitive game at this time.
I told you it is our great charisma and personality.
Wow.
I
thought
would
it could be that.
Now back to reality. I would bet you that more than half of those viewers right now are watching for Nooksack.
That could be Nooksack. The word could be spreading that they're doing so well. So again, our viewers at Nooksack.
How excited! Switching it around a little bit. If I was in your shoes, I'd be real excited about how well my team's performing. Right now.
They are an excellent team. Very disciplined, extremely talented at the offensive positions. They just got a good balance, good size on the line. They've provided excellent. Their quarterback has had an excellent, unbelievable amount of time to set and make good throws, and definitely paid off.
And one of our officials is getting tended to by
by the sports medicine.
Looks through like he might have pulled our groin or.
Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely limping just a little bit, so they'll have a backup official will step in here, and they're going to give him an opportunity to get some treatment.
PCSAR911.com.
There we go.
That's Bob Beeman's site. And a diagnostic computer tune-up, setup, virus and malware removal, software installed, hardware installed, data recovery, backup, desktop, and laptops. Email is help@PCSAR911.com. There's also a good website there for you, PCSAR911. PCSAR911.com.
All right, Brian, we are seeing now the backup quarterback, number 15, Austin O'Brien, is in at quarterback for the Pioneers. So I think we have probably seen the last of Mr. Bauman tonight, which if I was a coach, that's the move that I would make.
I'd say, hey, come on, Lucy. I'd bring him over and say, good job, young man. Let's start gearing you up.
Get ready for next week. Yep. For next week, the next step.
Unless you're the Buffalo Bills playing against the Houston Oilers, you're not going to come back in this game. And that was 33 points they came back.
Yes, they did. Yeah, you're dating yourself a little bit there, Brian.
Well, I would rather date myself than nobody else.
So we're getting opportunities. Nooksack's getting an opportunity to put some of their second-tier players in and give them some playing time, which always is good to see young players get an opportunity out there.
Wrestling starts on the Jeanette Brown. The wrestling starts They're going for another touchdown.
And touchdown. That's number 4, Brendan Blankers. So again, we're starting to call some names of players that we haven't seen so far this evening, and their second-tier players getting a chance to play. But Brian, when you're talking with Jeanette about, and Abby, thank you so much for the kind words. Again, hope you've enjoyed this game just as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you.
And Jeanette Brown is not Jeanette Brown. It's Braden Hayfley's uncle who's watching the game.
Oh.
So
Under the guise of Jeanette Brown.
So
I see.
We'll call him Uncle.
And we missed having Braden out there tonight.
Brandon Hayfley. Okay.
And we missed. We know that he will recover, and look forward to having him at the helm of the Turks for 2 more years as a junior and a senior. Coming back, Mr. Hayfley. Again, unfortunately, was unable to participate tonight due to concussion that he suffered last Friday night against Granite Falls. And the kick is up and good. 7 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. The score now 62-6.
I agree. Tell Dave Moon we need a raise.
No,
Brandon.
Brandon. Don't get Brian started. Really don't. We're already living on a shoestring budget because we have to pay Brian's inflated salary, but
Well, the bigger the ego, the bigger the salary. So
then you must have a really big salary. We're getting kind of silly now, Brian.
Well, that happens when the score is as lopsided as it is right now.
I think that's probably a fair statement. Lopsided is probably a fair word to use at this point. So.
And we still have 96 viewers.
That's amazing. We appreciate. We do. Those of you that are with us, we do appreciate you. This is a labor of love, but a labor of love when 97 people are still listening to you is a lot easier than when 2 or 3 people are listening to you. So,
well, hey, for all of our Nooksack listeners, when you do come through town, make sure you go to Vic's Burger Shack and get some of that pulled pork sandwich and the root beer float. Don't leave town without that pulled pork sandwich because it's really good.
It's good stuff, yeah. If you get tired of skiing at Mount Baker and you want to come down to Stevens Pass, like I said, you stop at
you guys, they live pretty close to skiing up there. But if you do go up, come back down and go through
Stevens or going over to Leavenworth or Lake Chelan.
Remember how I told you last year that every year my wife goes off on a retreat? And every year I go get a stuff your belly omelet from the mountain.
Yes, you do.
Guess what I get tomorrow morning?
There's Sargent. He's
on the head. He's going.
A breakaway. And
he's
touchdown.
At the 20. The 10. Touchdown.
All right. Gives the hometown fans something to cheer about there. Fantastic return for a touchdown. Number 22, Trey Sargent. All right. Well, that is definitely a highlight there for Mr. Sargent and for the Turks. So we needed more of that. We needed more of that during this game there, Brian. So, but again, something to get the fans excited, and which they haven't had too much to cheer about so far tonight. So that gave them something to cheer about.
I agree, Brandon. Boss. He scored it like a boss.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, baby. Yes, so we continue to, some things here on turkbride.tv, again, which is the brainchild of Diamond Dave Moon, executive producer extraordinaire, really a student-driven and 2-point conversion here, attempted for the Turks. Rolling, stop, throw, and deflected down, no good. Brian, you and I have been affiliated with broadcast for a number of years now, and I mean, it's just, you can see the quality, and not us, I'm not talking about us, I'm not talking about the camera work, the quality of the video feed, the ability now to get this on YouTube. Remember, we used to have to go through this very convoluted, you had to pay for a while for the to be able to view, and it just was very cumbersome to get to the feed. And, now it's just so much easier the quality is so much better, and it's all due to Dave and the students. I mean, it really is.
And we've got our high definition cameras out there, and it's in high definition.
Yeah, it's just and they make it easy. You and I come and we show up 20 minutes before the game. We sit down, we chat a little bit, we put on the headsets, and we talk about football. And they just take care of everything else. Now, granted, we did have a few little technical difficulties tonight, but by and large, I mean, it just goes smoothly.
Well, we have completely student-led broadcasts. Our girls softball is done completely by the students.
Yep.
The setup, the takedown, the play-by-play, everything is done by the students. You have a special heart for baseball, so you do most of the home baseball.
I do, yeah. I really, my son was a 4-year baseball varsity player, and just had a lot of very fond memories of Matthew catching and being out there for the Turk. So it's baseball is something I've really enjoyed, not only doing when he was here, but now that he's gone, continuing that on.
I got to have your son Matthew be my catcher on JV for 1 year.
Yep.
And him and I were always in sync with each other. It was one of the most special coaching experiences that I ever had.
I appreciate that. He's a good, definitely a proud dad. He's a great kid. Not a kid anymore. He's a man. So appreciate all the kind words.
He's a firefighter now.
He is firefighter EMT here in Gold Bar, District 26, and then he also works part-time in Monroe, District 7.
Yeah.
So very proud of the career path that he has chosen.
Bob Beeman writes, he's enjoying listening to us, you and I. We make a good team, and I agree, Bob. It's a lot harder when it's about me by myself and Dave trying to talk to me. So
there you go. Yeah, likewise. At any time, when you're trying to do it solo, it is a lot more difficult where we can kind of play off of each other. And like I said, this is we consider this sports entertainment because we definitely have a lot of fun. We enjoy what we do, but again, we want to be sure that you enjoy yourselves at home just as much as we enjoy ourselves here at the game.
And now we're filling airtime.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. So we're getting, again, a chance for getting to see some second-tier players out there for Nooksack. Again, Mr. Bauman, who put on quite a show tonight. Casey Bauman, number 2 starting quarterback. And we will not see him anymore this evening.
His stats will probably be close to 300 yards.
Oh, I probably will. And between his yardage, all-purpose yards,
he's probably close to
400 probably. It'd be interesting to see what the final stats are. But no, he did put on quite a show. I'm very, very impressed with that young man and the way that he led his team here to a pretty decisive victory here tonight. Again, we're not done, but it's pretty much all but a foregone conclusion that Nooksack is going to move on in the playoffs.
We'll give a shout out to one of our viewers tonight, Wild Gamer 15, Devin Daniels. Welcome to the broadcast. We're glad that we were able to bring you this tonight. At least one school's fans are extremely happy at this moment in time.
We're making the Nooksack people just as happy as can be, Dave. All right. Yeah, Dave says make your checks payable to turkbride.tv for your sponsorship. Oh, number 15, O'Brien.
Ooh, nice hit.
Austin O'Brien again in as the quarterback now for the Pioneers. Takes a licking. Yeah, this is something that, again, some schools do this, but I'd like to think that, due to our elite status and the NFHS network, something that we're very proud of. I know Dave's got banners of that hanging up in his office, very proudly displaying that, and will, he should be, is it's something, that we've just expanded upon here, and we have to remember sometimes other schools don't even have anything like this, so when they get an opportunity, again, we appreciate very much the kind words, but realizing that, gosh, this maybe is something that seems second nature for us, but it might be really something different for them, that they just don't get a chance to have something like that at their school because they don't have a student-driven organization like we're fortunate enough to have here in Sultan.
And I get to come tuck football.
Yeah, you do. And you get to make a lot of money. And
oh, yeah. 0 times 0.
Brian, some of the other of us would like to get paid maybe someday if you could give up some of your big bloated salary.
I will give you 1,000% of what I make.
Well, that's very generous of you, Brian. That's very generous. Man in motion. O'Brien hands it off. Oh, there we go. Turks read that one nicely. And a loss of about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up third and about 17, I would say. 3 minutes, just right now at 3 minutes remaining here in the third period. 62-12, Nooksack. And I don't know, maybe earlier some of our folks up north were able to give us an update on both the Mount Baker Kings game and the Meridian Cedar Park Christian game. So I don't know if maybe some of our Nooksack fans, if you have some information about that, if you want to pass that along, we will share that with our viewers here on TurkPride.tv.
Nice hit.
But again, earlier, the scores we had earlier, again, the North was definitely having their way tonight as all three of their teams were comfortable leads at halftime. Both Mount Baker over Kings and Meridian, the #1 seed in the North, over the #3 seed, Cedar Park
All right,
Christian.
final score from our northern correspondent
there we go.
of Jonathan Craigle.
Wow.
Meridian won 63-3 over Cedar Park Christian.
Wow, 63-3. Yeah.
But we also need a wide shot.
Yeah, we've got waiting to see if we get somebody to give us a Kings Mount Baker score as well. So Jonathan, don't know if you got some folks up there that could help us with that, but we'd be happy to pass that along as well too. But good for Meridian. They'll move on. Again, Meridian was the #1 seed, and they definitely showed that they were worthy of that ranking and putting a hurting on Cedar Park here tonight. So they will move on towards the football championships here in the single A classification 2017.
So Dan, I've been shaking my head so much, my neck has got a kink in it.
I think that we know somebody that could help you with that.
Is there somebody here in town that can help
I
me with this
think-
tomorrow morning?
I think Dr. Koppel could maybe help you.
Is Sultan Chiropractic?
Sultan Chiropractic, and he is taking new patients. He'd be happy to work out that kink in your neck, that from shaking your head back and forth.
Oh, we have an update for the Mount Baker Kings score. Mount Baker's up 45-7 on Kings late in the fourth quarter.
Wow, Jonathan's our unpaid correspondent tonight. Jonathan, we appreciate all your help tonight. They're keeping us from the Great White North up there. And again, yeah, wow, look like it's going to be a three-way sweep for the North tonight over the Cascade Conference. So. Incomplete, defended nicely there by #4 for the Pioneers, Brendan Blankers. And a new quarterback.
Jensen Webster.
Yeah, Jensen Webster. We have not seen Mr. Webster this season. So it's good to see, even for the Turks, getting the chance to put in some of the younger players.
Now's the time you only have 4 years in high school, or 3, depending on where you go. You only get 3 football seasons. And if you're a football player, you want to play every down you can,
Yep.
every moment you get, because
Exactly.
for most of us, it goes away.
Yep.
And I always tell kids, they go, "Hey, should I do this in high school?"
Heck
They come to me and they go, "Should I do this sport? Should I do more than one thing? Should I do
Heck
band?
yeah, you should.
Should I do wrestling? Should I do the play? Should I do choir?" I say do it all. Absolutely.
Everything.
Do it
Everything
all.
you can. I look back and have some regrets that I wish I would have done more than I did. And it's a time of your life when you will never get a chance to do some of these things again. So it's great to see, and especially in a small town, because school is really the heart of the community. And so we want to be sure that all the kids get those opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities to be everything that they can be, whether it be athletics, whether it be any sort of extracurricular, the arts, and to be the best they can at those
Well, and
things.
of course, within reason, you are student athletes first, and you can't do all those other things.
Oh, there we go. Jonathan's giving us another little update here. See, he's kind of like you. He couldn't get out of work on time.
So,
Well, Jonathan, again, yes, thank you so much for being our impromptu correspondent there from the North. And again, we hope that, I'm sure you've enjoyed seeing your team play, because your team played fantastic tonight. But
we're in the fourth quarter.
we are. But again, hope you've enjoyed our broadcast. Hope we've given you some enjoyment here, in addition to the enjoyment I'm sure your team has given you on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics.
Gain of 2 yards on the play.
All right, so again, we've got a running clock here, 11 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game, with Nooksack Valley with a commanding 62-12 lead over the Turks.
A little information on our number 17, Jensen Webster. He's a 5'10", 155-pound junior.
Okay.
Listed as a wide receiver and a cornerback.
Okay, but he's back there at quarterback, not cornerback right now, right? There he's scrambling, throws, and caught. Oh, incomplete. I'm sorry. Thought he had it, but he did drop it. Well, Kings now making it 45-15, 3:25 left in the game. So, again, Mount Baker with the game well in hand, and just 3 minutes and 25 seconds away from moving on up in the playoffs.
Playoffs. Top 16.
Playoffs.
Top 16 in the state.
There you go.
Get to
Yeah.
go, win a few games. Get to go play in the Tacoma Dome. I've got to go there a few years back. My nephew was the quarterback for Bothell in 2006. Oh.
Now I'm going to date myself here a bit, Brian. I remember back when we used to have the King Bowl, where we used to have all the state finals in one day from B8 all the way through 3A.
There was a man at my church. His name was Larry Worthy, and he would come every year. He had all daughters, and he lived in the Shoreline area.
Mhm.
He had all daughters, and he was in my church. He was one of our youth group leaders. He would come pick me up very early in the morning. Max could see it, and he would take me to the King Bowl every year for like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Yep.
Until they stopped it.
Right.
When we did this every year, he would just take me, and I would go and have a great time.
Yeah, it was fantastic time. Remember going, went all the way through high school. We never made it to that level, but I always enjoyed going. And we go, pack a lunch. They'd let us bring food in. Back in the days, they actually let you bring food in, and sit up in stands and start with the B8 game, and then go through the A game and the double A and the triple A, and
Now you were
3A was.
Eatonville Cruiser, is that correct?
No, I was an Ording Cardinal, actually. Eatonville Cruisers were our nemesis, our rival, and we beat them fortunately, all 4 years I was there. We only gave 1 touchdown in 4 years. We shut them out all but my senior year. We gave up 7 points. I was very upset that we let them score in my senior year, but that would be it. So anyway, enough about me.
Well, if anybody cares, I was a Garfield Bulldog my freshman year. I was a Ballard Beaver my sophomore year. And
The Mighty Beeves.
And I was a junior and a senior. I was a Bothell Cougar.
There you go.
And
You moved around a little bit.
I only moved once.
One moved once.
But I enjoyed my year at Ballard, and I enjoyed being a Bothell Cougar. I lettered in football 2 of those 3 years. My sophomore and senior year, I lettered in football. I was my sophomore year, I was an option backup quarterback for the Ballard Beavers. My junior year found me way down on the depth chart for Bothell. And my senior year, I was a emergency quarterback, and I played linebacker, defensive line. Didn't matter where I played. I played a lot.
Oh, number 10 in as quarterback for Pioneers. Number 10 is Keaton Wiedenkamp.
Keldon Weedkamp. He's a 5'9", 155 pound. I'm sure these weights are way off, but he looks a lot less than that. And he is a sophomore.
And hand off to number 23, scampering around the right side, breaks the tackle, still on his feet.
Braden Leba. 150-pound, 5'9", 150-pound running back with sophomore linebacker for.
Now, Brian, I had a
Pioneers.
chance this last. I am a proud graduate of Central Washington University. Go Wildcats! I got a chance to go over and watch my alma mater play on Saturday. They played against the Azusa Pacific and won that game. The Wildcats are now #1 ranked in the West Super Region. In Division II, there are 4 regions. They are #1 in the West. They're #7 in the nation right now. And so they're looking at a first-round bye and making it into that D2 playoffs for the national championships.
I remember when Western and Central used to play their game at CenturyLink Field.
Yes, they did. And Western no longer has a football team, hasn't had a football team for a number of years. Ooh. So anyway, wishing the Wildcats well. They're taking on Simon Fraser tomorrow. They beat Simon Fraser quite handily the first time in the season. 62-3, I believe, is the final score. So Wildcats have that game left, and then they play Humboldt State, and then on to the D2 playoffs. So wishing the Cats well as they make their way towards hopefully bringing a championship to Washington State. Oh, offside.
The Turks are offside there.
All right, Sergeant offsides for the Turks. I'll step that off. And we got another offsides penalty, it looks like. Getting a little sloppy out there now, Brian.
You think? Oh. Well, we got
third and 30. Third and 27.
I have a $10 bill if the time clock wants to just run faster.
5 minutes remaining here in the fourth period. Trips left. Calling. Got a lot of substitutes in now for the Pioneers. They're giving their young players a chance. And attempted screen incomplete. And it's 4th down, so they're going to, Pioneers are going to punt to Turk, so she's going to get the ball back. And again, we got a running clock, so we're at 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Time goes pretty fast when you got a running clock.
What happens when your team is down by 50 points? Half your student body goes down and follows along with the cheer squad.
There you go.
That's what we're going on down there. Why not?
Why not? You know, the last 4 minutes of the season, and can't blame the kids for wanting to help, but I mean, it was a good season for the Turks. They have to feel good about what they did. I mean, they started this season off, Brian. They were outscored 90-0 in their first 2 games.
They didn't score a touchdown until the 3rd game.
Yeah. You know, when I looked at those first 2 games, I thought they might not win a game all season. I mean, it really was that bleak.
The improvement from beginning to end was light. It was wow. It was just amazing.
They gained momentum and got better every week. They started out pretty rocky, but they gelled and came together, and they ended up having what they have to consider a very successful season. I mean, as far as the outcome of this game, or as far as the outcome of their season, actually the most successful season that Turks have had since 2002. I mean, this was the first home playoff game in 15 years. We haven't had a team that's placed #1 in 15 years, so that's got to be something you got to hang your hat on as they make their way towards next season.
Lots of guys getting playing time. Little PT building that memory.
Yep.
You know, I've been on the winning side of scores like this in high school, and I've been on the losing side.
Yeah, and it's tough, you know, especially to end your season on a sour note and you know just really get outplayed by a better team tonight. I mean, the better team obviously won. There's no doubt about that. And Yeah, Dave Moon, Diamond Dave Moon just came in and he said he thinks that's still possible. Still winnable game, yeah.
Maybe if we got their quarterback to play for us. Just
About 2 minutes remaining. And Brian, I guess before we do, sign off here shortly, we wish the Pioneers well. I think that they will do well. I think they will go a ways here in the
I want to
playoffs.
know in state.
Yeah, darn right,
I
man.
want to know that we were beat by the best team in the state.
You bet. So we wish the Pioneers and their fans all the best of luck as you make your way on the opponent to be determined next week and inching their way ever so much closer to the Tacoma Dome and the state championships.
Okay, well, we got a minute 20, and I just want to. Well, now the penalty flag starts blowing. We've got.
Yep, and the clock continues to run even on the penalty.
Roughing the passer against the Pioneers. That'll be a 15-yard
A 15-yard penalty roughing the passer against the Pioneers.
That'll be a Turk first down. Well, Dan, I look forward to coming back and doing a football game with you next
You
year.
betcha. Likewise. It's always fun. And
And we don't have any skin in the game.
no, we
don't-
really
our
don't.
Kids don't. Our
Kids are gone and moved out.
My youngest boy's going to be a senior next year. He runs cross country.
Yeah. Well, Dave's going to start broadcasting cross country on TurkPride.tv on golf. We've got this spring. We've got some great things. We're going to do track and field, golf, and cross country. Those are all going to be things. Interception.
All right. So, for all of our sponsors, I hope you guys don't mind if we don't rush off.
2, 1, and zeros on the board. So that's the final. 62-12, Nooksack Valley. Congratulations to the Pioneers on a well-deserved victory here at Sultan High School. So, Brian, you were saying?
Well, I don't want to do Turk Pride. I don't want to do a player of the game.
No, I think that,
I don't think anybody stands out for me.
no, I think that, I think that that's kind of one of those things that if you're going to be a player of the game, I think you really need to show something to earn that. And it was just a tough game. It was just a tough game tonight. Not a lot of real standout plays for the Turks, and they were just against a much better opponent, no doubt. But anyway, so yeah, Dave, we're excited. We want to give people a heads up on spring that we're going to be doing golf, and we're going to be doing live track and field. And
To me, it
and
sounds
we're
like
gonna
you're
be doing
volunteering to be the
cross-country-
talent for all of that.
cross-country. Yeah, that will actually have camera people with the like GoPros strapped to them. They'll be running alongside the runners and everything else.
Maybe
It's gonna be awesome.
Miss Marnell, our sports med coach, will let us borrow her golf
Yes,
cart.
I love it.
Sounds like a solid plan to me.
All right, well, the Pioneers are out there celebrating a well-deserved victory, and the Turks going to make their way into the locker room and move on to winter.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'd like to thank all of our great sponsors here on TurkPride.tv, all the people that joined us on YouTube. I think we got up to 110 viewers was our max that we had.
Don't forget to hit that like button before you guys leave.
Yeah, I got to hit the like.
There's 100 of you out there and only 18 hit like.
We had nobody do a thumbs down this week, though. We had one thumbs down last week.
Yeah.
We made it the whole broadcast, Brian, and nobody gave us a thumbs down. That's a victory right there.
So, but there's still 80 watching, and there's only 18 thumbs up. The math's just not working out right
well, it's like we don't reach to a very high level, so that even we got 18 is
there.
kind of
It
surprising.
is sports entertainment. Oh, there's 19. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
And if you find that you would like to donate, please.
To Brian's salary, to Brian's highly bloated salary.
You can send an email to Dave Moon an email to Dave Moon at Sultan High School
And Brian, your Twitter feed is up to
150.
10,000 by now, or
150 on my Twitter feed.
150 on your Twitter feed. Wow.
And there's a lot of good things coming up, and all we're hoping to be able to do some playoff basketball at the Tacoma Dome this year.
Oh, yes, the WIA.
21, man, we're just rolling.
Nice. WIA invited us
Hopefully-
to
hopefully Dan
you guys,
can
the
do
dream team.
The dream team we get to do.
Yeah,
as
that
well.
would be a lot of fun. That would definitely be. We'd have to up our game.
Definitely. We'd have to up our
We'd
game
have
a
to
little
up our
bit.
game. So
But I do real well at basketball, so that seems to be where one of my strengths. So
now, before we go, speaking of Twitter, did you hear that there was an employee that was leaving
I
Twitter
did.
today? That was their last day, and as their parting shot, they shut down the president's Twitter account for about 11 minutes.
that's awesome.
So I don't think that was. Yeah, I think that might have been not too smart of a move on
Yeah,
their
I'm
part.
thinking he's
So-
probably not hireable.
Probably
from here
not
on
real
out.
hireable.
He was.
for
He
this.
knew it was his last day. He was quit.
Yeah,
So
well,
he's not eligible for rehire. So now we turn the page. We go to winter sports
Yep.
next. Coming up, we've got wrestling. We've got
Girls basketball, boys
districts
basketball.
and districts for wrestling will be here this year. We'll have the regionals here. We have boys and girls basketball. So excited for the winter sports coming up.
Yep.
We have the rest.
Take a couple weeks break, and we'll be back at it.
Absolutely.
hey guys, just quickly, our
Yes.
camera people were the Ramsey brothers, Jack and Taylor. They did a wonderful job.
They always do a great job.
Nathaniel was our producer, and Nicholas, I can't remember Nicholas's last name. Cheryl, thank you very much,
Yeah.
was co-producing.
Very good. Well,
Crack
again,
crew out there tonight.
always a student-driven group, and like I said, Brian, you make it easy for us, Dave, that we just come and
Nathan Bacon.
we just come in here and talk football, and they do all the hard work. So anyway, for myself, Dan Baller, for my co-host Brian Atkinson, and for executive producer extraordinaire Diamond Dave Moon, we say good night.
Hashtag
Good night.
Turks first.
Turks first, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and shut it down, guys.